Welcome to the StoryTime English channel. Enjoy the video. Kira's first day back to school. Kira was excited. After a long summer vacation, she was finally back at school. This year, she had moved up to the 6th grade, and she couldn't wait to see her friends again. Kira attended a small private school, so her class was tiny, just 6 students in total. But it was a close-knit group, and she liked that. Let's meet some of her classmates. Lina was the class president and the top student. She was friendly, always ready to help anyone in need. Then there was Matt, the quiet musician of the group. Matt loved playing guitar and was incredibly creative, though he also had a talent for math. Dylan was the animal lover. His dream was to become a veterinarian, and he always had interesting facts about animals to share. Lastly, there was Dan, the most energetic and imaginative boy in class. He could turn any moment into a fun game, and with him, you were never bored. Their homeroom teacher, Mrs. Smith, was well liked by everyone. She was kind but also strict when necessary. The students respected her, and she always tried to make learning fun. Kira's first class of the day was math. It wasn't her favorite subject, but today was different. They had a new teacher, Mr. Johnson, and Kira found him very engaging. He explained the math problems so clearly that even Kira was able to follow along without any trouble. As the class worked through the problems, Mr. Johnson walked around the room, giving tips and helping out. Matt went up to the board and solved a difficult equation. The whole class was impressed, and Mr. Johnson gave him praise. Even though Matt was a creative soul, he loved math because he found it useful and challenging. Lina also went to the board and confidently solved another problem. Math was her favorite subject, and it showed. The next class was computer science, and things got competitive. Lina and Nika, another classmate, were racing each other in an interactive game where they had to answer questions and complete tasks as fast as possible. The rest of the class cheered them on, and it was clear that everyone was having a great time. After that, it was time for lunch. Today, Mrs. Smith had a surprise for the class. She had ordered pizza. The students were thrilled. They spent the entire lunch break chatting, laughing, and enjoying the delicious pizza. Kira couldn't remember the last time she had so much fun during a lunch break. She felt that the break was exactly what they needed to recharge for the rest of the day. Next up was English class. Mrs. Smith introduced a new grammar topic, and the students focused hard on the exercises. Kira was determined to do well, and whenever she had trouble with a rule, Mrs. Smith was right there to explain it. Everyone was engaged, and they worked through the exercises together. English was one of Kira's favorite subjects, and she loved learning new words and expressions. Finally, it was time for science. Mrs. Smith had something special planned for them today. They would use VR glasses to explore the lesson. The students were excited as they put on the VR headsets and dived into a virtual world of science. They could see 3D models of planets, animals, and even microscopic cells. This new way of learning made everything more fun and memorable. Kira and her classmates loved every minute of it, and they couldn't wait to try the VR glasses again in future lessons. Throughout the day, the students enjoyed their breaks, playing games and having fun together. Dan, as usual, was the life of the group, coming up with silly games and making everyone laugh. After school, the group decided to meet up for a walk in the park. Some of them brought their skateboards, and they spent the afternoon cruising around, laughing, and enjoying the fresh air. It was the perfect way to end their first day back at school.
Test your understanding. Kira's first day back to school. 1. What subject does Mr. Johnson teach? English. Science. Mathematics. Mathematics. 2. What did Mrs. Smith order for the students during lunch break? Burgers, pizza, sandwiches. Pizza.
3. How did the students use VR technology?
To play games during the break. To make the science lesson more interesting. To learn new English words. To make the science lesson more interesting.
Thank you so much for watching and taking part in the quiz. We hope you enjoyed Kira's day back at school and that you learned some new words and expressions along the way. Remember, learning English is not just about studying, it's also about enjoying stories, connecting with characters, and having fun with language. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with friends. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more fun and educational content. Keep learning and see you next time.